It is Jason, Coaster Spot Extended, the Southerner, coming to you here from Dollywood's Splash Country opening day. It's a little chilly, but Dollywood Splash Country's 25th anniversary. I got my little pass holder Splash Country card. Alex is going to be bringing you a big long update from Splash Country later on this season, and also Soaky Mountain, which I'll be going to later today. But interesting thing, nothing is open yet. It's about 10:30. Park opened about half an hour ago. But here in the south, we had a earthquake. I believe it was a 4.1 that was centered around Atlanta. And we felt it up here. I felt it up in my cabin, which is just about 20 minutes away from Splash Country. I certainly felt the wall shake and everything. So currently everything here at Splash Country is closed. You can kind of see all the lifeguards sitting around over there looking around as they finish inspecting everything to make sure it is ready and safe for operation. I'm sure the same thing is going on over at Dollywood, which of course is just across the parking lot. But yeah, interesting earthquake here in the south. So yeah, park is currently closed as they finish ride inspections. Hopefully they should have things open here shortly. So they're starting to turn the slides on. It looks like Fire Tower Falls is now running. No rides are really open yet. Just like the splash pad, that's like the only thing open. This is the Cascades, which is very in the very back of the park here. Just a fun fact, this is a great little secret area to come and get away from the crowds. There's usually always an available chair back here if you guys get to the park late. Lots of great seating up there. Very nice, cascade waterfall that you can swim under or whatever. So anyway, rides are still closed due to the earthquake. Check Dollywood's app, and about half of them are open right now. River Rush, the little water coaster, has now been turned on and lifeguards are in their place. So hopefully this should open pretty soon. This water coaster, definitely not as fun as the Holiday World water coasters, but pretty good, pretty decent, good little family ride. I like it a lot. So Dollywood Splash Country's River Rush water coaster. So if you are a Diamond Pass holder, this is where you get to camp out. This is the preferred seating area. I don't usually go in there because it's covered. I like to use the area that's over by the lazy river with the waterfall. But here's the wave pool, mountain waves. One thing that they started doing last year was having some concerts at that stage there at the end of the wave pool. So, they had lots of bands who would perform multiple shows throughout the day, usually on Saturdays. I hope they do that again. That was a lot of fun to watch some good bands like Run Katie Run come and play as you just kind of chilled out in the wave pool. So I'm hoping to see that again this year. So I certainly remember 25 years ago when Splash Country did open. It opened obviously the second weekend of May in 2001. And I remember the talk about how exciting it was going to be. Dolly, as her alter ego Splash Woman, was here to dedicate Splash Country. Unfortunately, I was not able to make it over to Splash Country for the opening, but I do remember my first visit to Dollywood on that Friday before Splash Country opened. It was so hot. It was like 90 degrees. It was super, super hot. And then the day Splash Country opened, the next day, it was like 50. It was absolutely freezing, so I don't know how many people actually made the turnout when it opened to, see Dolly as Splash Woman. I bet you most people were there to see Dolly and not necessarily for the opening of the park itself. But anyway, fun facts. These little slides here are the butterfly. They're just a pair of little body slides that drop into a butterfly-shaped pool, which used to have a lot of great colors inside the pool, and unfortunately they got rid of that. But they're fun. It's a quick drop into the pool. I think they're cool. But I did get an update on my phone that the earthquake is actually a 4.1 that was centered in a town called Greenback, Tennessee. Greenback is about an hour from Pigeon Forge. It's not too far from Knoxville. So that's where the actual epicenter was. It was not around Atlanta. It was here right in Tennessee. So that is what's kind of delaying everything. Right, so everything ended up opening today about 11 o'clock once they did their safety inspections. Very not crowded day in the park at all. I got on a lot of stuff in just about an hour and a half of riding. It's not too cold. Sun's kind of peeking out of the clouds a little bit, so it feels warm. So it wasn't terribly uncomfortable. So, but I'm gonna go and give you a tale of two water parks. I'm gonna go ahead and give you an opening day preview over at Soaky Mountain. They got a new ride this year, so I'm interested to see what that is like. I like Soaky because it offers adult beverages. That's something that Dolly Splash Country does not, but cool thing about Dolly Splash Country, you get just a great view of the Smoky Mountains up on those slide towers. Oh, it's just gorgeous. And as you can see, it's just very matured, you know, lots of great trees and flowers. It's landscaped beautifully. It really looks like a Smoky Mountain escape. So that is why I like Splash Country, because you really do feel like you're kind of in a little escape here in the Smokies. A quick note I want to make about Dollywood Splash Country that I didn't mention while I was in there is that there's a couple of food exclusives here at Dollywood Splash Country that you don't get over at Dollywood. They have fresh made mini donuts that are really good, and then they also have things that are called Ned's Bear Paws. Ned's Bear Paws are actually kind of like beaver tails, and they, you know, top them, you know, with Reese's Pieces and peanut butter and ice cream and all that type of stuff. So that's kind of cool, and like I said, it's exclusive to Dollywood Splash Country. Parking lot is pretty full, and it's not because Splash Country's full. It looks like they're overflowing for Dollywood. So I think Dollywood is pretty busy today. So anyway, like I said, I'm going to go over to Soaky Mountain, get you a opening day tale of two water parks. So there's the Avalanche water coaster. I love the Avalanche because you can go on it as a single rider. So that's kind of fun. It's got this neat little half pipe side here that you go up at the end. So here's the new sign for Raptor's Rage and part of the Lazy River, which the Lazy River is awesome. It's an adventure river. So they run these like large waves several times throughout the day, and those waves are crazy intense. But anyway, I like to sit over here, go by the Lazy River, get one of these chairs. This is the new water slide. This is Raptor's Rage. I don't know what's going on with it right now. I don't know if just nobody's riding it or what. It looks like it's open from what I can see. There's lots of lifeguards there or whatever, so, but those walls look pretty neat. Looks like it's a boat. I wonder what the weight restrictions are for that. So excited to try it out. Yeah, I just don't think anybody's here today to ride it. So maybe I'll give this a go. So I did just ride Raptor's Rage. I was lucky enough to have a group of two come up right behind me. You actually need 3, 4, 5, or 6 people to ride Raptor's Rage, and the boat cannot exceed 1,000 pounds. So my thoughts, it's good. It's definitely a very family-oriented raft slide. It's got some cool elements where you see some cool things like the stars through this area and the squiggles through that area up there. You might get more on the sides of those walls if you have a heavier boat. Like I said, again, there was only 3 people in my boat, and it might have maybe had 500 pounds. But a solid addition, definitely something that's needed here, because these attractions are fairly intense for water park attractions. So Raptor's Rage is definitely a good family addition. So I enjoyed my ride. I also went in the Lazy River. They're running the aggressive waves. I'm going to go back in there before they turn off at 4. Fun fact, the Lazy River is heated. I didn't know that. The Lazy River is actually heated. I believe the wave pool might be heated as well. And there's also like an adult pool that might be heated. But I got my beer. I got me some Yeehaw beer, which is brewed in several locations across Tennessee. And only $8.77 for a beer here at Soaky Mountain, which is like a steal for amusement park beers as far as I'm concerned. Right, so there's your 2 water park updates. Opening day 2025, Soaky Mountain was a success. It was pretty dead today, so I got on lots of stuff. Park's still open for about 2 hours, but there's only so many stairs that you can climb, and the new slide is good. There's a new slide over there. But Avalanche water coaster is still my favorite of the rides here. So great day here at Soaky Mountain Water Park. Now I am going to be heading over, and Splash Country too. Had a good time at Splash Country. So now I'm going to be heading over to Cruise Dairy Farm. for some of the best ice cream in Pigeon Forge. And I'm gonna get a look at that new wagon wheeler, which is apparently supposed to be some sky flyer that's high above the parkway, like 300 feet, but to me it just looks like the standard carnival ride, so I don't think it's going to be anything special. So there's the wagon wheeler there at Skyland Ranch. It's up on the top of a mountain overlooking the parkway, so that's why they say 300 feet above the parkway. It looks like it's a standard, it's not even a sky flyer, whatever like Holiday World has or whatever. That's pretty much all that, or whatever travels in the carnivals, that's pretty much all that is. I was hoping that it'd be like a 300-foot sky flyer like at Six Flags New England or something like that, but that's not what it is. So that's the wagon wheeler. You can see a little mountain coaster climbing the hill there at Skyland Ranch. Chairlift will take you up to the top so that you can you know, get your ride on the wagon wheeler if you really want to, but there you go. Anyway, this has been Jason, Coaster Spot Extended, bringing you Southern Park updates. I'll also bring you a full park tour of these water parks later on in the summer. And like, comment, subscribe.